Hey world, Dr. Lakeisha Cole. I am relaxing this evening and I'm just going to paint my nails and talk to you for a little while. I have time to talk and I hope everyone is doing well. I pray that those who are not overcome whatever it is that they're dealing with, because my motto is to take life one day at a time. And some days you'll have a really great, productive day and your positivity is working for you. And then other times you'll feel that those things in life that get you down, they start really trying to work on you. And just like anybody, I face those times and I have those days. Maybe not a lot, but I do have those days. And I know that I don't like how they feel for me. And so I definitely don't wish those moments on anybody, but being fair, I know that we can't go through life without any challenges. We can't have a problem-free life, and therefore, we have to just continue to be hopeful and be strong when we have a day that doesn't seem like it's as friendly to our emotions. But I was thinking about, for those of you who know me, who follow me, you know that I love NBA basketball. I wouldn't necessarily call myself a sports person because I don't watch every sport, but I do watch NBA basketball. And yes, I was a cheerleader in middle school, high school, and college, and I did cheer for football. So, but honestly, in the very beginning, I had no clue what was going on. I was just doing the cheers and chants, and I wasn't really following the game well at all because I wasn't interested in it, to be honest. But I did love the idea of cheering and being active in sports, and I love the atmosphere that sports brought to the school and to my life. I don't like how that one looked. But I love NBA basketball, and I have favorite players. I don't really consider myself having favorite teams anymore because there's been so much movement amongst the players. But my favorite players have separated and gone their ways, so they have their own teams now. And I just decided that instead of having favorite teams, I have favorite players. And one of my favorite players is Morant. I love energetic, athletic, aggressive, fearless ball players. And I enjoy watching them. I love those players who have a lot of programs, community programs, and they do a lot for their communities. I love that. What is going on here? So I know sometimes I'm in my own world, so I don't really know what's going on. But there's been talk about Ja and the situation that he had with the gun. And because I'm always posting positive tweets and comments on YouTube when I'm watching the highlights of my favorite players, I felt that when seemingly trouble comes, it's important for me to comment as well. And I don't like to get in other people's business. I don't like to necessarily advise, because I think that the way that I perceive things is, everyone will have their troubles and their pain and moments in their life along their journey where they have to experience challenges and learn how to navigate and get through them. And I've definitely had my troubles. You've had yours. We may not be the same, may have not gone through the same experiences, but yet there's no person in life who won't have some trouble at some point where they're pushed in a corner to learn something. And but what I will say is just sharing wisdom. I've been talking about this lately for the past week, and that's why I think it's something that I will share, because it's something I've been dealing with in my own personal life, and I know that others deal with it as well. And I just find that for those of you who are aware and have followed me and read my comments on Twitter and other places, I have two sons, ages 22, newly 22. His birthday, William's birthday, was February the 26th, and he turned 22. My youngest son, Khalil, he will be turning 19 April 29th. So he's 18, and they're both Air Force. They're newly Air Force, so they're working within their first year of experience, from the basic training portion all the way to being stationed in their specific locations. And my point that I'm making is that Job, one of my favorites, he is 23 years old. And for those of you who are older than 23 watching this video, you know that that's a young age, and it's right when you really start experiencing life as a young adult, where you're pressed to apply what you learn from home, from your home life, from school, and other areas in your life that have provided a teaching lesson atmosphere for you. And with me having two young sons, my heart just goes out as a mom. And I'm sure the coaches and, former teachers and just neighbors, people who really, love him, because there are a lot of people who are on the internet and they call themselves fans, but, you're only with them when they're doing good, and when they seem to fall off or have difficulties in life, then you're hurting them with your comments, just like people who could care less about them. But what I wanted to say was that my husband of 22 years and we have made so many sacrifices since the first day that I found out I was pregnant with our oldest son. And we worked really hard as parents. We have made sacrifices in our lives to be together and make sure that we raised our children, and not just shown them love, but made sure that we loved them in such a way that we didn't have to necessarily spoil them, but we could love them and reward them with gifts for having good behavior, doing well in school, and doing as we ask them as children to their parents. And I have to say that we've been completely blessed by our children. They're just wonderful. I say almost every day that I'm so blessed as a mother to have two beautiful sons. And when I say beautiful, I mean, yes, they're handsome, but they are so beautiful in spirit, and they have been a blessing to my life. They've made me just want to be a better person. Children do change your life, especially if you really love them to the point where you allow parenting to teach you how to be a better person. And I was just thinking that, as parents, we put in so much. And even in relationships, you do so much for your relationship, your career, parenting, to be the best. You work hard, you make sacrifices, you put restrictions on yourself that will have you being the best, being positioned to be great and do great things. And a lot of times, I was thinking about this analogy yesterday that when you're getting ready to climb the mountain, first of all, the mountain is a very, very steep hill with a high altitude. And when you first think about climbing a mountain in your life, and literally a mountain, you're going to be excited and motivated in the beginning, and you're going to, feel really good about it. And then, hold on, I had to concentrate on this part. Ooh, because this is my left hand working and I'm right-handed. You start working on that mountain and it gets hard. It gets really tough. And you know what? Because you're motivated and inspired and determined, you don't let anything keep you from climbing that mountain. You do whatever you have to do. You eat the right foods to give you the strength. You build your muscles to prepare. You make sure that you have a great respiratory system to handle the different levels. And you do so much to prepare yourself to climb that mountain. And when you start climbing that mountain, you see how hard it is, how difficult and how challenging it is. And you still keep pushing anyway. You don't let anything stop you. But you notice as you climb the mountain, you start having changes in your environment. And in life, that can be people surrounding you who, when you were at the bottom of the mountain, they tore you down to try to make you get even lower. And then as you started climbing up, they continued to do everything that they could, throw rocks at you, talking about you bad, or putting negative energy out there about you, just trying to do anything they could to stop you, because no one who's a hater wants you to reach a higher level, or anyone who just doesn't understand your commitment and dedication. And in life, whether you're looking at your relationships, parenting your children, your career goals, your education, whatever you're facing, your individual family, your immediate family, that is, when you're striving to do something great or to be great, you face a lot of challenges and difficulties. And I just feel that there's no way that you can avoid being challenged, because you have to step it up another level in your life. And until you're challenged and you face difficulties, you have nothing to learn from to say, well, I want to do better, or I just want to do nothing at all, or I just want to fall to the bottom and get worse. But when you have these difficulties in life, you get positioned to say, I want better, and I'm going to continue to do better. And along the way, you learn what is hindering your success. Yes, I feel the pain in my legs, in my thighs, in my calves. I'm sweating. I'm hot now. But you learn along the way and you say, okay, I need to drop this. I need to remove this. I don't really need that. I pack that, but on my back, but I really don't need that. And this may be in the form of people, places, and things in your life. Do not, well, I don't want to tell you what to do what you want, but this is my suggestion. Do not work hard and make sacrifices to be the best parent you can be, the best spouse you can be, the best family member you can be, the best career person you can be, the best educator you can be, to get to a place where as soon as you get to the top or you reach your goal, then you start saying, okay, well, I made it, so I need to take a break because I worked so hard. I've done this for decades, and I just want to relax now. All the things that I used to do, the things that I did to get here, I'm here now, so I'm just going to relax, take it easy. Don't do that, because what happens is the very things that you've done to position you to get where you worked so hard to be. Now, when you relax and let your guard down, now you're not noticing the things that you noticed before that were trouble for you, that you recognize that you could remove from your life. Now you're not. Now you're hanging out with people who have nothing in common with you. They have nothing in them can help you understand what you're going through every day in your life. Okay, they can't advise you on what you're doing, or you're a motivator for them, but yet they're bringing you down. And you may know this. I'm not, this is for any of us. Everybody, we all need to evaluate ourselves. We need to evaluate our circles, the people in our lives, and what's going on, because it's so easy. Hold on, let me